Question number 2.
What is the stance of Islam on evolution? How does Islam deal with evolution when, as I'm a medical student, my professors, when they show me the skulls of how humans have evolved throughout millions of years, from Homo habilis to Homo erectus to us Homo sapiens, and when they show proof of how evolution has taken place over the years, how do you disprove that when it is fact? It is not a hypothesis anymore. It is fact. How do you disprove that?
As far as the question on theory of evolution is come, there is no book so far that I have read which talks about fact of evolution. Theory of evolution means a theory. It's a theory, it's not a fact. If there was evolution today, we should be having some people who are in between monkeys and human beings. You don't find that in any museum. No scientist today yet believes. Very few, there may be few. But the majority, they disagree that we have been created from apes. Hope that answers the question, brother.
No.
So where was the question? What did you not understand?
What you say, it is true. It was true. 150 years ago it was true. It's not Darwin's theory anymore. 150 years of research has said that it's not once. He was just the one who started the ideology of evolution. It has gone over loads, 150 years worth of research with the latest scientific advancements, that it's not what you're saying.
No, I'm sorry, your knowledge is so weak and I wouldn't like to continue. Your knowledge is so weak.
My question,
I'm
sir.
not here to teach 2 + 2 = 4 in the audience. In the question answer session, you ask a question, I give the answer. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't like it, you throw it. If you think just because they're going to a university, are coming to fool the people here,
I'm not.
I'm totally sorry.
Okay, just
The thing is that if your knowledge is so weak, you're saying theory is the highest thing in science. I'm sorry, you're absurd. I'm a medical doctor. Theory is the highest thing in science. I'm very sorry, brother.
Science is the absolute best tool we have for understanding how the universe works, and theory is not a 4-letter word. If we're gonna trust science together, the least we can do is speak the same language. Words like fact, theory, hypothesis, and law mean something totally different to a scientist than the way they're used in everyday speech. So let's get them straight. Facts are really just observations about the world around us, and we observe things every day, like that it's bright outside when I look out the window. And we often develop explanations for those observations, like, okay, the sun is probably up. Congrats, we just developed a hypothesis. But a hypothesis isn't something you prove, it's something you test. When enough hypotheses have gotten the old scientific check mark, we can pile these all up and turn them into something greater, a theory. A theory is the way we know something works, based on the evidence we've collected and all the hypotheses that we've successfully put to the test. The best thing about a theory is that we can use it to make predictions, and not just about the way things are, but how they will be. Being a theory isn't a bad thing. It means that idea got the gold star, the blue ribbon, a big shiny trophy that says, countless experiments have shown that I'm sufficient to explain all the observations that I encompass. Now, to see if you got this down, let's look at some examples. Evolution is a fact. We know that it happens, no doubt. But how does it happen? Evolution by natural selection is a theory. We've come up with thousands and thousands of hypotheses about it, tested them, thrown out the bad ones, and we developed a pretty darn good framework for predicting how living things change over time. So yeah, it's a theory. Stop saying it like a bad thing. Calling it a theory means it's passed the toughest tests that we can throw at it. And evolution has been tested maybe more than any other theory we know of. We should really call it the theory of the fact of evolution. Fact: people get sick. I think we can all accept that. Hypothesis: people get sick because something gets in their body and starts doing bad things. Test each hypothesis, throw out the bad ones, and we're left with a framework that lets us understand why we get sick and make predictions. The germ theory of disease. Okay, let's try another. What about something as fundamental as gravity? Is that a theory or is it a law? In science, a law is a detailed description, usually using math, of how something happened. But a law doesn't tell us why something happens. Gravity, as it turns out, is a law and a theory. Newton's law of universal gravitation describes precisely how two objects will attract each other based on their masses and the distance between them. But Newton's equation doesn't describe what is happening or why. To do that, we need a theory of gravity. Fact: if I drop this, it'll fall. Law: I can mathematically describe how fast that apple and the earth will accelerate toward one another based on their masses and distance. But why is it happening? And thanks to Einstein, we've got a theory of gravity called general relativity. Science is never done. It's always changing, and this bothers some people. How can we trust it? How can something be strong and robust if it could be different tomorrow? The goal of science is to devise frameworks that describe how things work, to truly understand why things are the way they are right now, so that we can know how things will be in the future. And if we can learn to trust science in all of its fuzziness and incompleteness, I predict that future is going to be very bright. I like that theory. Stay curious.